Hello.
Hello.
Ooh.
That wasn't bad.
That wasn't bad at all.
See, I could do that medium range. I can't.
And
welcome.
welcome to Depth Perception. We discuss movies and dive into how films direct the way we experience them. We create a perception of sound.
Sound.
Perception of sight.
Huh?
You can't see it, but they're doing things here. With a dimension of mind, we move into a land of both shadow and substance, of themes and ideas. Welcome back, KMax.
Good to be back.
Who somehow missed our scary movie.
Weird. Perhaps I met my quota 2 seasons ago.
It's in his contract. We looked it over. And it's like,
It's ironclad.
The union was calling us. We're like, I guess we're back out of this one.
Better let him go.
And Tin Man, also.
I'm still here from the last time. I haven't left.
All right.
Living on coffee and nicotine.
Living in his basement. He just doesn't know it.
There's a movie that, like, someone's squatting in the attic the whole time.
There's one in Parasite where they're in the basement.
Oh, that is true. Where have we seen that one before? All right, episode 3.17. Brought to you by the word friendship.
Oh, okay.
So I'm surrounded by a couple of stand-up friends right now.
Oh, that's generous.
That's nice. I'm looking around. I was looking around them.
If you guys could fetch them, that'd be great.
Get out of the way so they can step into your seats. Crud.
All right. Someone hit me with this ding. I can get through our talking
I've been
points.
dinging all last week.
All right. I
You
gotta reach
gotta
up
go
here.
for it. Go for it.
I'm going to ding it. Stop playing with your dinghy.
So this sounds like a given, but we're going to talk about why is friendship important.
It's muted.
Use take 2. Oh, yes. Movies that display the strongest friendships. Favorite movie moments of friendship. We talk a lot about why we need friendship, but here's a new question. Why do other people need our friendship? I.e., our responsibilities as a friend.
Man, I could go all day why people need my friendship.
Which brings me to my last point, balance and understanding.
The hand strikes and gives a flower.
Our last point, humility.
In friendship. KMax is void of it. I know when I got the goods.
Like, actually, I thought I put it pretty nicely for you.
I can't boast many things, but I'm a pretty darn good friend.
That was the humble version of it. You guys are welcome.
All right, guys. Why is friendship important?
It's as important as food,
Ooh.
Oh.
shelter, and water.
Food, shelter, and water.
It is needed emotionally, right? It's needed mentally. It provides you like canvas for growth. You can measure yourself with people you trust. Bear each other's burdens and sorrows, right?
Yeah.
Celebrate our laughter with others. Gives us a broader perspective because then social media and whatnot, can't relate to them. I don't trust them. I don't even care their opinions, but my friends I care about a lot.
Yeah.
So when we all get a little bit better, we all broaden our perspective. I measure it against people that I'm close with because their opinion of me matters and my opinion of them matters. So the world can tell me, "Oh, you should be this." I could care less. But the people I choose to let in my circle, I care what kind of music they like. I care when they're hurting. I care, to share with them. Hey, pray for me, or I'm praying for you. Other folks, yeah, I should be praying for them, whatever. But I don't know you, Sorry, I got a ton here.
Oh, that's good.
The idea that 2 heads are better than one. That you get that with friends. That another pair of eyes. You know what I mean? Someone can say, "Is that really what you should be doing?" A good friend isn't afraid to tell you, "Get away from the edge there, buddy." Mm-hmm. And so I need it for safety, even emotional safety, relationship safety. You got people that don't mind telling you boundaries are okay, KMax. Builds community. The idea of community is so big for folks. Even their physical health, like we were talking about basketball. And I was telling you about how awful I am at like sports in general, more than usual. But like with my health, being 54, man, nothing comes naturally, and it's almost embarrassing. It's like a humble lesson, but there's no place else I'd rather be right there than playing ball with the guys and hearing the banter and laughing and joking, and it hurts the next day even more. but the fact that you can share laughs with each other, there's like a kinship there with friendship, a kinship and connection, and that's a good feeling. Some of the episodes we talked about before, the need of belonging and whatnot, and that's with friendship. I swear I only have one sentence left here. Shared experiences are what life's all about. A concert, you go to a concert. I play golf. You golf, or you go to a concert, or you do something. You do a theme park or whatever. To experience it alone is still okay. You can still have joy with it, and some people can do that. I don't get much out of it by myself. In fact, I'll go so far as to say the multiplier increases the more exponentially as more people are involved. And that's true across most of my friendship settings with anything, bowling or Disney or dinner. Go out to dinner, you have more people at the table at breakfast. Mm-hmm. It just increases the fun watching a movie even, And then take care of each other, carrying each other. It's that song "One" by U2. And I always think of that line as, we're one, we're better, we carry each other. The idea that if you're by yourself, even it's like scriptural too, like talking about marriage a little bit and companionship, two are better than one. You get a better return on your effort. You're warmer at night. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know how your friendships are, but anyway, that's enough of mine. Friendship's important, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Tin Man.
Yeah, I agree.
Another ditto from the Tin Man.
He covered a lot.
Right, he did an hour and a half.
I'm trying to think if there's something that I had that wasn't covered by what you were saying.
Well, say what you were going to say anyway.
Say it anyway.
I'm just going to shoot from the hip. It's important because I feel like another voice gives context to a lot of the experiences life has. I can see a movie and think something's funny, and then when everyone else thinks it's funny, it kind of gives me permission to understand it and feel like, okay, everything was as funny as I thought it was, if not funnier. With a group setting, I guess. I don't know. There's even my own thoughts, like to be able to share them with other people, makes that experience more enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
Even just talking, like I can talk to myself all day, but having a back and forth rapport with anybody at any time, I feel makes everything like I don't know worth doing.
Yes.
I guess I don't know. I don't know how to explain it all, but that's. Yeah, there's a relational part of everyone that's built in that has to have some kind of back and forth rapport and like a coexisting that has to occur with each human, with another human, at least one other human, to like exist completely. To like have a regular human experience has to be rated on how you are with relationships with people around you, people under you, below you, above you, I don't know. That's a big question, I guess.
I feel like so what he's saying is if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it really fall? Does it make a sound? Because like that interaction with people is how we get identity and meaning.
It's almost like how you can gauge, like if I have a thought, this is a thing I have this idea. And I don't put it against another human or another thought or another perspective. This idea just holds nebulousness to it.
Mm-hmm. There's no footprint.
There's no proof, I guess. And have you ever had a thought that over time you thought this thought was still the same, but it just kind of, because it's in your head, morphed over time? And you're like, well, what I actually thought was way back when. Now that I thought about it 30 times, it's changed its shape. Mm-hmm. But if I can tell someone, it gives it a little more solidifies what it is. Because now I have to defend it against another idea, or I have to put more layers on it so it becomes a real thing. I don't know. And that's just any thought. It's just a thought.
I've had to do that so much that I made a podcast about it.
Well, I mean, I was going to say that. I was going to say that
floating
statement
nebulous ideas
That
there.
statement is more profound than you think. What you just said.
Is
there.
it? Okay.
I think it is because
that's
I
neat.
think it's the genesis of a lot of things that Voz does, just from an outsider's point of view. Because I see him has all this creative outlet and stuff, and when you guys write the books and movies that I know you guys are going to write, I see that another chapter of you guys expressing that is these ideas that I know the movie you're thinking, and at least two that he's ideas that he's got has probably changed a little bit from the first time you thought about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think sometimes that's with friendships and people you trust. And Voz's process, he shares a little bit, and it's like, oh man, that sounds amazing. He could share it again; it'd be slightly different again, you know. But until he puts it out there, we're the only canvas right now. But that probably helps him with that process. I think it helps you kind of conceptualize it when you can speak it if you haven't written it yet.
Yeah,
just the idea out there. I don't know.
So I kind of feel like that process is so much more. There's so much more to it when you have a friend, when there is friendship involved, or other people, other voices, people you trust that you can.
There it is too. Trust,
like a
I think.
network of that validity. I feel like
you can't get much honest. You can't depend. It's not dependable if you can't trust the person.
Right.
So that's a big.
Sorry.
We'll get into that in a bit. I think, but I don't care what most people think about my creative process or this nebulous idea in my head. So, but my friends, I care a great deal about.
Right. Because you know that their feedback is going to be.
Yeah.
It won't stab you, but it also isn't going to be dismissive.
And probably
So
be
there's gonna
honest too.
something
And
that's
you'd
in the
hope that it'd be
middle
honest too.
That with an honesty, yes. yes.
That's awful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. Because honestly, you saved me a whole lot putting it out there in the universe. How about you, Voz?
Well, I'll keep mine a little bit shorter, I guess.
Yeah. I tried to take
like
this idea and then describe the idea.
Let me start by saying this is nebulous.
I thought it was a good word for describing.
No, I liked it.
Because even in sign language, there's a thing that's an unsure. I don't quite know, and it's like a cloud. It's
Similar to 6'7"
yes.
to me.
Again, we don't know.
It's mysterious.
No one knows what it means. A friendship is it's been one of the most impactful things in almost every single movie that we've watched so far in this podcast. And not just the movies that we watch, but the production in them. Because there's no way that I could have, or that we could be a part of this type of conversation if we weren't already friends. Because there's ideas that are brought up, there's conflicting thoughts, and everyone's got their own ideas of what something means or doesn't mean, and I feel like you couldn't really have that if you didn't have other people that were willing to hear what you had to say and want to hear what you're saying. So I guess in the movies, if it's strong, if the friendship is strong, you see triumph. If it's weak or non-existent, you see emptiness. It goes hand in hand with belonging. KMax, you mentioned that too. But it also doesn't only have to be with the people you know and regard as friends. So it could just be society. It could be people in public that you're, quote, friends with. Mutual trust. Yeah, you guys mentioned that too already. Mutual trust and support between people. Life is 100 times harder without the support of friends. And to me, a friendship gives yourself a heart, like a standard of humanity, I guess. Gives you something that you strive to be a part of, if that makes sense. Yeah. And I think it allows us to think outside of ourselves. And I think that's kind of what you said too, is it gives whatever thoughts you're feeling, what emotions, anything that you're thinking or doing, gives it meaning, gives it depth, gives it lasting power when it's with friends. So pretty much, I think we're all pretty much on par with each other here.
Yeah. I think so.
It sounds all. That's a way more articulate way than I did, and concise way of kind of rounding it up. But then I think all three of them kind of come up with a pretty good response.
Yeah.
3 heads are better than one.
Here we go.
Tree heads.
Tree heads.
3 heads. Hence are who I'm talking about. You ready to move to the next topic?
Yeah,
here?
I really wanted to quote that one and that said that we've decided that you are not orcs, but I'll refrain.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. But then again, you are very small.
Movies with the strongest friendships. So movies as a whole that have the strongest friendships, because the next one is like movie moments of friendship.
Okay.
So if you guys have any movies that stick out to you that speak a lot about friendships,
Man, I think I got about 16.
Okay,
All right.
that's good because I have a couple.
Want me to roll him off?
Yeah.
What do you think?
yeah.
Or should we go around as...
I want to hear yours first.
Okay. The Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Singles. This is a Seattle scene.
Never heard.
Apartment complex. Okay. It's like a grunge Seattle scene apartment complex story. Clerks. The Outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen that one.
Stand By Me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was hoping that so far you've hit about 3 of them. That
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
KMax should have these ones.
Tombstone.
Oh,
Grown Ups.
Ah.
Grown-ups. Yep, that was a good one.
Thelma and Louise, showing my age and my feminine side. Clerks, again. I think it was Clerks too, honestly. Yeah. Superbad,
Superbad. Oh,
The
yeah.
Sandlot,
That, yep.
Dumb and Dumber. Just think of those two blockheads that they have each other. Monsters Inc. I think that was one of yours. I pulled.
Oh.
I think I thought of you as I was thinking of that relationship between those two. It's pretty beautiful. The Green Book, the one I told you
Oh,
about,
yeah.
Viggo
Yep.
Mortensen, and then Steel Magnolias, which is probably my favorite one of true friendship over the years.
Well, so since you have so many, what about those movies speaks to you the most about like the friendships in them?
Just how vulnerable they are, like how outwardly vulnerable they are in least expected situations, like Breakfast Club. This group of people from the jock, the stoner,
Yeah, from every
Yeah,
separate clique.
and yet, like, there's a line, and again, I got those for my next one, favorite moments from those. I learned that those ones have my favorite, even like Doc Holliday. I got a lot of hell, Doc. I got a lot of friends. He goes, I don't.
I don't. Yep.
That
That's
line
a
right
great
there,
line, yeah.
it's the first one I thought of when we had this activity of friendship. How important it was and how, like, loose it was to Doc. Not Doc, but
I
to...
hate that I didn't think of that.
You know what I mean? Like, that
That's
idea
perfect.
of...
That
I mean,
makes
I've got a lot of friends. Like,
one of us.
I don't.
That makes one of us. And like I think of like again the Green Book, just how beautiful it is when you step out of your comfort zone. Love is like that. So this could easily be love too with friendship. Love and like vulnerability go hand in hand. That's how friendship is, in my opinion. You apologize and you mean it, and you tell someone, "Man, that sucked that I did that," and you mean it. That's like, as big, manly, muscular guys that we are. That's something that's not. But I think that's the most beautiful thing you can do. Or like with your kids, even you fly off the handle, or you say something, and you're like, you pull them close one of the times later, and you're like, man, I wish I hadn't acted that way. I wish I hadn't done that. And being able to articulate that, even to like a parent, like my parents are older, and sometimes they're frustrating. I love them with all my heart, but like sometimes my reaction can be short. And I'm thinking, I love you more than that deserve, and I don't mind going back and saying, man, I'm sorry I did that. I never wanted you to feel that way because of me. I'm so sorry. And usually someone's like, yeah, I didn't even notice that. But I'm like, let me be clear, I'm doing this for me. I want you to know that this matters. So anytime you have friendship, there's a vulnerability there. And the movies that I picked, there's relationships where it sounds silly, but even in like Clerks, it's almost like when there's a resolution, when things are starting to clear up and it's when they're a little bit more vulnerable in expressing their friendship to each other. like why you're important to me. This is why you're important to me. And that's the best feeling. One of the best feelings you can have when your friend says something to you like, I thought this was pretty cool when you did that. In basketball, man, I thought this was cool when you did that. As guys, we may not say it, but I might go to bed saying, that was awesome. You know what I mean? Like, they notice that. And friends go out of their way to do that. Not just blow smoke up someone's, but like, because that's what friends do. You're like, man, you're on fire or whatever. And you say it instead of just sitting on it. Because pride keeps us from doing it sometimes. That's what friends do, though. Not everybody, not all the time. I just happen to be a weirdo that way. But I want everybody to know that. Because life, I'm 54. And I've seen a lot of loss. And I've seen, you're not guaranteed tomorrow. So say it. Tell that person that. You might not hear it from someone else. I might be the person in your life that says that to you, and no one else does. Let's say it. Your grandmother was that person for me, one of those people for me. Wendy. At every turn in my life, when I was a little kid, eating at her dinner table, to working at the clinic with her, to emceeing the community fair bazaar, she'd always give little jabs of support. Just random, the most random jabs of support. And when she wasn't there the last couple ones, man, I found myself tearing up. Just like, I miss my friend, because every time she had a chance, she encouraged me. 100% of the time. Scolded me, chastised me. Didn't spank me ever, but close. But always was that person. And I thought to myself, when people like that go, when they go home, I feel like we're less as people. I'm less. And I want to be that kind of person. So yeah, this is a good episode. I want to be that kind of person. I want to be that friend, like in these movies that I picked. I pick them because there's at least one character in all of them that I'm like, yeah, I like that. Stand By Me, the one guy who kind of holds it all together, the guy narrating the story. He's telling the story of these friends he grew up with, and he's writing this story. And he's the historian of that group. And I want to speak well of my friends as I get older, telling the stories of my groups, the friends and stuff. Oh, I used to play ball with this guy. Or to their kid later, your old man was like this or was like that. And then I pray to God that I have friends that share that with my kids and maybe grandkids about me someday. And I think friendship does all of that. Anyway, I'm keep going. Love the topic.
I think there's an important thread between all the movies that you pick too, and it's that your friends don't have to be the people that have the exact same interest or background or lifestyle that you do. The friendship kind of goes past that, and it's its own thing. So, a lot of those movies, like The Green Book, you got two completely different people from different backgrounds and different culture and different everything, but they can come together seemingly just because of friendship and perspective. So I think that's a pretty important one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice. That's a good one. I got a couple that aren't on the list. Let's see if I can. Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Oh, yeah.
I Love You, Man. Okay, you got that one. You got that one. You got that one. Jay and Silent Bob. So there's a different. There's a different Kevin Smith one. And you hit. Cop Out. If anyone's ever seen that one.
Oh yeah.
So that one's Bruce Willis and it's not Tracy.
Is it? It's not Chris Tucker.
No. It's from 30 Rock.
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan.
That's it.
Jordan in the show.
But those guys, very different. But yeah, you guys hit Steel Magnolias, Monsters Inc., Sandlot. Those are the ones I had in there.
Oh yeah.
So
Monsters Inc. was a neat one. I thought of Voz right away. I'm like, I don't know why. I just thought maybe
that's a great one because they are like they couldn't be more opposite of each other, and yet they're the highest achieving duo in the whole company.
So what drew you to those?
First I asked Google, I go, what's a good example of friendship in movies?
You want Google to tell you who you are.
That's a really good impression.
But it's not wrong. I got to start somewhere. And they kept giving me like Shawshank Redemption and Thelma and Louise and something else. And I was like, I get Shawshank.
Oh, Shawshank, that's great.
With, is it Red?
Andy
goes by
Dufresne,
Andy and Red.
Yeah.
But I didn't see Thelma and Louise. And I'm like, I get that one. I've seen the end of it a bunch of times. I've seen them go over the cliff. But What drew me to these movies? I don't know. Sandlot, I watched a lot when I was a kid. That one felt like kind of funny because it reminded me of like all the kids on the lacrosse team. It's like a bunch of kids that I didn't play with one year. A bunch of them were all hockey kids. They're all from Canada. I didn't know any of them. So I felt like the main character out of place. Like you guys are like saying weird slang Canadian terms and you guys know where everything is. I don't understand what you guys are doing.
I think it's interesting. The piece that I liked about KMax is that you didn't have to have the same mutual interest, but in that case, like the Sandlot, you have one connecting piece for everyone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that's your hub right there, where everyone can agree. Like that's what we enjoy right there.
We do baseball, and then everyone goes out their separate ways and stuff.
Right.
I don't know. Jay and Silent Bob. One character doesn't talk at all. It's his hetero life mate, I guess you call him.
So many quotes I want to say.
I know,
but
right?
I should not.
And Steel Magnolias also came up because that's I feel like is a top tier friendship examples. It's like we're going to have one of the close family members who we all love is going to die, and then how do we all handle it amongst ourselves? What's left? Try to pick up pieces and carry on. So I don't know. I thought that was a great example there.
One of the best ones, I think.
Yeah.
Me?
What do you think of Steel Magnolias?
All right. A couple that I'll throw out there, and then a couple that I'll go a little bit more in depth with. I only saw it when it first came out, but I feel like it was too important not to mention it. 50-50. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh,
Seth
that's right.
Rogen?
Yeah. Right?
I heard about it.
Remember the Titans?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I didn't think of that either. I'm sure there's a bunch that just went over my head.
Nothing goes over my head.
I'm too fast. Jump up and catch it.
I picked Toy Story 3 instead of 2.
Ooh, the best one? You picked the best one? Of course. Where they're all like, let's all die together.
It's okay. I'm here.
I'm ready for the hellfire. Let's all do it together.
But the ones that I'll go a little bit more in depth with, 22 Jump Street is a big one for me.
More than 21?
Yes.
Okay.
Because 21,
Why?
they're forming their friendship. 22 is like,
they're testing their friendship?
You understand these guys are friends. Like,
okay.
There's nothing. I mean, they have like some differences, I forget their names in it, but Channing Tatum has opportunities, and Jonah
Do they
Hill
use the same fake names in the first one as they do in the second one?
I think so. I don't know.
Oh, man. It's going to come to me.
I keep wanting to say Django. That's something along those lines, I think. But anyway.
It is. It's close to that.
Yeah. But
Channing Tatum's characters.
It's like they start to spread out from one another and kind of find their other social groups. Mm-hmm. But like I mentioned before, like you don't have to be part of the same social group to be friends with one another. And they kind of come back to one another, and they get back to reciting each other's stuff or finishing each other's sandwiches. Sure. and like the one guy takes a bullet for his buddy, mm-hmm. And to try and even it out, he tries to take a bullet for him. Yeah. But a lot of circling back, like realizing like, oh no, you are important to me.
Yeah. That's a great example. That's a good one.
I got Fox and the Hound.
Oh, I saw that listed.
I do not think I've seen that in 25 years or something like that.
It's worth a watch. My kids just watched it again a week or two ago. But, I mean...
The Mrs. dog was named Copper.
Really?
Yeah.
There's one scene where they sing, I think it's Big Mama. That was the owl's name, right?
Yep.
I'm not just...
How rude.
How rude. I'm not going to sing it, but I'll go through the lyrics here.
No, we'll wait. Go ahead.
Give me a D.
I had a nickel.
Unzip sound.
This is serious.
Oh
guys.
man, I have one.
Well, yeah. Oh. Not,
Well,
not-
yeah.
Not D.
I can't make the noise. He's laughing over it. We'll cut that in post.
Got some of it. Give me a D.
Yeah.
So Big Mama, I'm pretty sure it's Big Mama sings this, but it's like played over. I think they're like playing together as puppies and whatever a baby fox is. Is a baby fox a kitten? Anyways, Tin Man's on that part. So it says, life's a happy game. You can clown around forever. Neither one of you sees your natural boundaries. Life's one happy game. If only the world wouldn't get in the way. If only people would just let you play. They say you're both being fools. You're breaking all the rules. They can't understand the magic of your wonderland. And then later on in that same song, when you're the best of friends, sharing all that you discover, when these moments have passed, we'll let friendship last. Who can say there's a way? Oh, I hope it never ends, 'cause you're the best of friends. So to me, that summed up this idea that friendship transcends time, it transcends social and natural boundaries, and it shows how pure friendship can be. And then you see how uncorruptible friendship can be at the end of that movie when, you know, they've grown since being kids, or whatever the technical term for baby fox is.
Kit.
Kit. That was close.
Yeah, kits or pups or cubs, but kits is the first one shows up.
So they've lived these entire lives separately, and at the end, you know, all the social norms for Copper, the wild nature of Todd, their friendship cuts through all of that when they're attacked by the bear. So even though Copper is trying to protect his owner and what was his dog buddy's name? Do you remember the older?
God, got it.
Anyway, the older dog.
Is he like a hound?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe I remembered that. Oh, it's Fox and the Hound. That's why I thought that. I was thinking like an old basset hound.
That's a good job.
Detective on the, I was on the case.
But through all of that, they can see when they need each other, and they work together at the end there, and all of the other stuff becomes background noise at the end. So that's why I thought of Fox and the Hound.
You know, Kurt Russell voiced Copper.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Crazy.
Yep.
Mickey Rooney was Todd. Todd spelled with one D.
T-O-D.
T-O-D.
I got L-O-T-R here.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Yes.
that's excellent.
I think, to me, that's the ultimate movie on friendship.
You know what? Especially Sam and
Sam and Frodo. Yeah, that's good.
It showcases the power of friendship and the results of having that bond. Being able to endure evil and adversity through friendship and responsibility. And it's not just, it's not just one movie. It's every one of them had texture to these friendships. But it's not even just one friendship either. You had Sam and Frodo, of course. But you also had Merry and Pippin. You had Aragorn and pretty much everyone he's in contact with.
yeah, especially Legolas. It seemed like they were like brothers, kind of.
Well, Legolas and Gimli.
Yeah.
Gandalf and pretty much everyone, including Bilbo in the beginning. And I think equally as important, you see the other side, you know, with Sauron, and there's no friendship between anybody. And you can see how it's just evil and chaos and darkness there. And there's nothing that keeps them together compared to the other side,
All the bonds of friendship they
Yes. So, Fellowship of the Ring. I mean, pretty pretty on the nose, I feel like, the word fellowship's right in there. And I think ring is like this symbol of that's like what's stronger than like a circular, there's no edges, there's no points. It's just a never ending, strong shape.
There's even a line in there that says, "We're not all as fortunate in our friends as you are, Aragorn." When they're talking about who's going to defend Rohan, we're not all as fortunate in friends as you are, and Aragorn's like, "Well, be friendly then."
Whose fault is that?
I got to be honest with you, that goes through my mind at least twice a day. 'Cause I'm like, preachy wise, I'm like, if a man wants friends, he must show himself to be friendly. I'm like, there it is. Riddle solved. How about don't be a dick? I wish I had friends. You have a lot of friends. I'm nice.
Step one.
Step one.
Cut a hole in the box. Wait.
Bro, I'm nice.
Bruh, as they say.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Bruv.
I feel like
That's
our
British. That's British, bruh.
Yep.
vocabulary is just devolving.
Yeah.
So now it's just guttural sounds and consonants.
I'm telling you, one of the best times in the barber shop. I had a couple folks in there, and then British Dave comes in, and we're talking little Scura, and then British Dave comes in and goes, "What the blank is this? I bring over the beautiful language, and you guys corrupt it." We were dying.
We're talking English. You having a stroke?
We were dying. It was the best.
Bring over this beautiful language.
I was so glad that the guys in the shop understood the assignment because he was just busting chops. One of them was my chief, and another one was Vince. And he's like, "What is going on in here? I bring over this beautiful King's English." And this is what I get. I'm glad those guys were friends.
Yeah. Let's get a ding here for our best movie moments of friendship. So different than full movies, but exact scenes from movies that you guys see as like very good examples of friendship.
Yes.
Who wants to go first?
Hell, I got a lot of friends, Doc. I don't.
That's perfect.
That's a movie. That's a movie.
great
That's
line.
one right there, right?
Yeah, that's a great line.
That's definitely one right there.
I like also in Tombstone though, at the end there when Doc, I don't remember the exact words at this point in time, but he basically asks Wyatt to leave him be as he's like on his deathbed. Like if you had any love for me or whatever respect, I can't remember the word he used, then you'll.
If you were ever
Because he
my
keeps
friend.
playing cards with him. He won't stop playing
yeah.
cards or whatever. He's like, "Oh, let me see what your hand is." Oh, okay.
That's it. Yeah, that whole line there. And doesn't he even say the thing? If you ever were my friend,
Something like that. Yeah.
you'd leave.
And I think the part B of that though is Doc coming back at the end there, and so, he saves Wyatt because Wyatt wasn't going to beat Ringo.
No, he had no chance.
So returning that, like, okay, I'm ready. Thanks for being there for me. I'm here for you now. Type of thing.
All right, I got one. Superbad, when Michael Cera wakes up to Jonah Hill carrying him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because they had just kind of like had a big falling out. He almost got beat up at a party, and then the cops were chasing him. You carrying me? Whatever it is. He said he's carrying him. You couldn't make it yourself, so I carried him. So I thought that was a good friendship moment because they like kind of hated each other for a little bit, finding out that he wasn't going to go to the same college and stuff, and then
I wasn't telling them on purpose. He was going to be rooming with their other buddy. That they.
Yep.
Hey, here's a word on friendship. How good when you mentioned that scene. How good it felt chemically. Just thinking of that scene where he goes, "Are you carrying me?"
Yeah.
I get a little goosebumps. It makes me feel nice when I see friendship like that unfold. That's good.
I put in Well, I've got a handful here, but we'll go with the KMax. I referenced this one to you yesterday, 2 days ago. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Okay.
When they're on the mountain.
That's right.
Frodo is like, he can't move, and Sam says, "I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you," and he lifts him up. Like, I can't help but be like, "Yes,
Yeah.
you can do it."
And then I can't leave a tender moment alone. I'm trying to find stupid pictures. That's a great one, though.
Yeah, like
literally carrying him up a mountain.
Yeah, to help him finish his journey. Like, he recognizes it's something that Frodo has to do. He can't do it for him.
And on different occasions, we wrapped it up in English class. We're wrapping up Return of the King right now. It's the best job ever. And you get to see the huge role. And remember, there's actually a scene between the two friends.
Betwixt.
Yeah, that's right. When Sam's talking about, they write about us, he goes, the adventures, to hear about your brave tales and Frodo and Ringbear. And then Frodo says, I want to hear about Sam. Frodo wouldn't have gotten far without him.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? He goes, don't tease, I was being serious. And he goes, so was I. Again, the goosebump moment. I'm like, that just was such a beautiful scene. Friendship can do that. Mm-hmm. It's a nice, fun, it's a nice, warm place to be. You know?
How about the first Fellowship of the Ring at the end there, when Frodo tries to sneak off on his own and Sam tracks him down.
Gee whiz.
And jumps in the water. And he's gonna drown unless Frodo allows him to help him.
Frodo's like, you can't swim, Sam. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's definitely friendship. I had the line from The Breakfast Club, another moment. At the end, the very last line. Brian, you see us as you want to see us, in the simplest terms, with the most convenient definitions, but what we found out is that each of us is a brain, and an athlete, and a basket case, a princess, and a criminal. Does that answer your question? Sincerely yours, The Breakfast Club. And it's like, man, if you could ball that up and show high school kids, this moment is so small and finite right now. Your feuds and the things that are your whole life, why you can hate a certain group of people or alienate yourself, or I have to pick a lane, can be eliminated so quick we just realize you're in a shared experience right now.
Or I can hold on to this trauma. Or I can make this thing that I'm struggling with affect me.
Yeah.
You know,
and it just, I feel like if you're all in it carrying each other, and you see healthy schools and healthy educational environments and workplaces even, as a boss in your workplace, you see what a healthy one looks like, and everybody's pulling the rope together.
Yeah. Yep.
And how much that lightens the burden for everybody. Takes the stress down for everybody. You solve more things. Everybody's safer. Everybody's more, just better. Mm-hmm. And you wish, you have so many in-services and trainings for different things, but you wish that places would invest, schools and workplaces would invest in getting people to be friends with each other. Not best friends, but like when you, again, a team. You get a team that plays for each other. That team can't be beat.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things to do is when I was doing the schedule is I found a day where one of the part-timers would fill in on a day shift. And I was like, if I can get a part-timer to fill in the midnight shift before, and maybe someone in the afternoons, someone who's not part of like the full-time guys, but like has been around a while long enough. Because if I can get all the full-time guys a night off together, I'm going to make sure that they have, hey, you guys, we got like some funds we'll put towards like a party type thing. Maybe we'll go meet them at a
huge.
Go bowling. We'll go play. We did a cornhole in the garage the one day. I brought them all food and drinks and stuff like that. And I go, no, everybody's coming, and they can all hang out outside of work together. And it was a really good.
I've run through a wall for that. I've had bosses like that. It's like, yeah, tell me, you need someone to step up for this? Yeah, let me do it. Mm-hmm. I want to do it. I don't want to be told to do it. Then instead of giving the iron fist of, will do this, there's mandatory this.
Right.
I'm not doing that. You can go to heck. If someone creates that, though.
Yeah.
I find myself doing that a lot at work myself. Like, like guidance appreciation like last week. And so simple dozen donuts from Tim Hortons. Send it down there. And it changed the makeup of that day and that group for a day. You know, and little stuff that you can do and out wherever we are, it's just, it changes things at church, at school, at work, and a basketball league. Little things that you say and do have so much effect on people. You know, be friendly with your own family too. Instead of just, you know,
sometimes that's the hardest.
I know, nice really. It's like, I'm like, why are you talking to me that way? You wouldn't talk to your worst enemy that way.
Tin Man, you got any other
examples?
Moments?
This is a weird one. This one just came to mind. Avengers: Age of Ultron. So the movie starts off where they're at like party, and they're all hanging out as friends together. Well, it doesn't start off that way. I think there's like a whole action sequence at the beginning, but you always see them in work mode. You know, you always see them in their, you know, the world's at stake. There's enemies. There's people that need to be defeated, and we're fighting and doing stuff. And then you see them hanging out together, and then having people come in and talk, and they're having a drink, and they're being silly, and they're talking about love life, and they're talking about, hey, let's see if you can lift the hammer. Like, that moment is like such a great moment for that whole franchise. There's never ever any moments like that, I don't think, ever again, where it's like
peace is
like,
there. You know?
Peace is there, and it's us telling war stories and laughing and being silly, and then hey, let's see who can lift this hammer. Whoa, okay, you try it.
See a whole different side of all of them.
A whole different side of all of them, and it's like, no, they're good people. Like, they're regular people having a good time, not having to worry about the fate of the world or their loved ones getting killed. And it's nice seeing that moment, and it's like interrupted in a super cool way. But the fact that little moment exists in that part of the world, or in that universe, was a neat, fun moment.
That's
that I thought
cool.
was super great for that.
And again, people, heroes from different backgrounds and different cultures and whatever else, just being friends.
Yeah.
You don't have to have everything in common. You don't even have to have the same views on life or whatever.
Right.
It's just having fun as friends.
Yep. So it's not like it was a great friend moment, but I feel like in context with that world, that little bit of friendship moment was like really impactful, really like brought you, you know, even more to their side if you weren't before, I guess. But
I'll stick on Marvel. I'll go with Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's
I
think there's a handful of moments there, but I'll stick with the end of the first one when Peter, he grabs the stone, and then
starts to like destroy him.
Yeah, and all his buddies kind of distribute, like hold on to him to distribute that power or whatever.
Yep.
Until they stabilize, and you know, we're the Guardians of the Galaxy, B.
Yeah.
That's a good scene. That's a good one.
It is a good one.
I got another one. Steel Magnolias, obviously. Had to go from Marvel and
obviously
Sally Field's character to Julie Roberts' character.
Okay.
About Julie Roberts' character. I think it's beautiful. I just sat there. I just held Shelby's hand. There was no noise, no tremble, just peace. Oh God, I realized as a woman how lucky I am. I was there when that wonderful creature drifted into my life. And I was there when she drifted out. It was the most precious moment of my life. I think, like, friendship does that. It's like, if you can be there in those moments for someone, it doesn't have to be as dramatic. But when you're in those critical moments with someone and you sit there with them, you feel a kinship with them. There's a connection. There's a connection that's good. It can hurt really bad, but it's a good connection. Maybe it pulls you to a deeper part of yourself you never even thought you had in those real heavy moments.
Yeah.
Someone's sick or there's a loss. It's a common loss. Sadly, we've met different times during loss and common loss, and but there's growth there too, and there's joy there, and there's some real rich, heavy feelings of kinship in those moments that you share forever through those shared experiences. And then that line right there, she was talking to the rest of the surviving folks of all their friends, because they were kind of a network for each other. Some were family. They're all small town, you know.
There's also a scene where she's starting to like. I think it was right after her funeral. She's like, I just want to punch something. They're like, punch Weezer. And like move her.
Well, but my mom and my sisters always, whenever anyone has to go do something or be sacrificed, they'll always grab each other and say, take Weezer.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of a quick story on the Gray Cat.
Oh, okay.
About friendship.
Yep, send it.
They were in the drive-thru at McDonald's in NT, and it was Lisa, and it was my mom, and Ralph was with them. Well, Ralph had double coupons, and they wanted to cash in on them, so they sent Ralph in to walk into the store and get use a coupon, so their car could use a coupon also. There was like limit 3 per customer.
Yeah.
And just as they're my mom is the best. Just as they're getting up to the pay line in the car, Ralph already has his bag and he's trying to get in the car, right? And my mom gasses it. She panics that they're going to bust them for double coupons. And Lisa's like, Ralph's trying to get in. Ralph's trying to get in. She goes, no, go. He's trying to get in the car. She doesn't want to get busted because they just paid. And Lisa's like, he's trying to get in the car. He's pulling the thing and they pull away from the drive-thru. Like they don't know him. So Ralph comes
don't know him.
Ralph comes running across with his bag, his Happy Meal bag, running across so that they can. And I just remember Lisa goes, you guys, you were going to sacrifice him like Weezer. And Ralph gets in the car. After Lisa says that, Ralph gets in there. He goes, what, do you think I'm Weezer? So whenever I think of that line, hit Weezer. I think of that. Man, that's pretty good.
That's good.
Those heavy moments, though, man. The little moments like that you remember, and even the laughs we have at movies. We remember the laughs. We're like, oh, remember that? That's friendship. Mm-hmm. That's how heavy that can hit.
I've got one where you see the exact moment when the friendship clicks. Remember the Titans.
Ooh.
Left side, strong side.
Oh, Vertier and...
I forget their names.
Yeah.
But it was like, you just get that feeling like they get each other now. Mm-hmm. And like, there's no longer any like, me versus you.
Them.
It's we're together. Left side, strong side. Kind of matching each other. Like, oh, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
that's a good one.
That's a real good one.
Step Brothers. Did we just become best friends? That was.
Yep. It's funny how it's found in, I think, a lot of guy movies too, right? Like a lot of movies, but like especially like guy movies that you sit and watch buddy movies. Well, buddy movies called buddy movies for a reason.
Yeah.
Hangover's a good one too.
Yeah, Hangover's a good one.
KMax, I gotta hear your John C. Reilly impression.
John C. Reilly.
Butler.
It's funny. His face looks like how his voice sounds.
Yeah. The last one I have is the Sandlot.
Oh yeah.
When there's tons of it in there, but I think one of my favorites is when they invite him to play, and he plays, and it's not like the friendliest or warmest reception, but it's acceptance. When he can't throw the ball and he like runs up and like hands the guys the ball, then like a bunch of the guys are kind of like, who's this guy? And the Benny's like, he's just one of the guys. Just keep it moving. We're gonna play. We need a guy. And so it wasn't. It didn't have to be sunshine and rainbows and flowers for friendship, but it was kind of acceptance. Okay, you're one of us. Like you're part of the team. We're playing. You'll get better. Don't worry. And it was kind of like pull him up.
Yeah.
So I think
felt like me at basketball last night. Yeah, you're good. You're fine. Can't run, jump, or shoot, but you're good.
Hey, you blocked me. You got a good block on me.
I thought you were just being nice. and don't stop. I'll take it.
So those are all the movie moments that I wanted to bring up. I know there's countless more.
Oh yeah, there's got to be, but those are good ones.
All right. In that case, let's turn the page a little bit here. Mm-hmm. Our responsibilities as friends. we live in a time where we look to see what other people offer us so that we can take. If our listeners haven't noticed by now, I am a big supporter of denying or defying that mindset in our day-to-day lives. And instead asking ourselves, what do I offer? How can I contribute? We can look around and say someone is a good friend or bad friend, but are we a good friend to the people around us? What reasoning do others have for sharing their time, their thoughts, love, and attention to us? And how do we reciprocate? So what are some things you guys think we are responsible for as friends? Or maybe you disagree. Maybe we don't know. Maybe we don't owe anybody anything. I only have one, and it encompasses a lot. But I want to hear from you guys first.
I got 6 keys, right?
Ooh, 6 keys to success.
I don't know about success, but what I expect out of a friend and what I try to bring to the table. I try to reflect, and I fail more often than I'm successful. So here they are.
Okay.
Loyal. Try to be loyal. I try to. This isn't, and I just try to give a little blurb on each one. Loyal. So like, if you're not in the room, I try to make sure that I speak like I speak to you here. Am I always successful? No. But when I'm not, I try to talk to the person that I didn't stand up for. That happens sometimes. And you get caught up sometimes you get caught up in a current. And I'm like, no. I would hope that they would intervene on my behalf in that conversation. And I didn't like I should have. I did, but I didn't like I should have at that moment. So loyalty is the number one.
Okay.
If you're not loyal, we probably won't be friends long. But if you are, good luck shaking me. Trustworthy. Trust. My friends that are close, my kids, you pick them up, run by the house, check out the house, anything. I trust them with my life, my friends. So trustworthy. This one is the same, the two sides of the same coin. Support and encouragement. I'm an encourager. When they talk about like gifts, fruits of the spirit, and gifts that you get, spiritual gifts, sometimes I think my natural want to encourage everybody is almost to a level where I feel like it's almost a calling. Like I want to be an encouragement. I want to write a letter. I want to write a card, or I want to go to someone and just say, "You're doing great. Listen, you're not supposed to have it figured out right now," or we are a collective mess right now. But we're going to see tomorrow. I like being an encourager, and I hope that my friends are that way. Honesty is another one. Be honest. Protect my feelings a little bit because I'm very sensitive. But for the most part, be honest. I don't want to hear good friend, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, that person's talking bad about you. I'm like, that's okay to talk bad. There's plenty of bad about me, but just let me know that so I can work on that. Honesty. And I try to be honest with folks too, but a lot of times I'll spare people's feelings, but maybe I'll have a conversation with them separately. So I'll be honest with them, but there'll be a time when I'm talking with them. But that's not for everybody. If I'm having a problem with someone, I'm still going to be good in front of everybody else, but I'm going to have a private word with that person and say, man, it really hurt my feelings when you did this. And then they can deal with it how they see fit. Again, it's like with forgiveness. When we did the episode on forgiveness, it's got nothing to do with what you do. It's got everything to do with me. And I use words like, man, it broke my heart. There's nothing wrong with saying that because you're being honest. And what it did to me. You're not saying, I think you're a dick. Well, that doesn't help anybody. And then the last one I had here is, acceptance. I accept you. If you're my friend, I hope you accept me, and I accept you. Now, I'm just a human. I'm just a person. I'm just a person. So, and I have my own experiences, and I have my own values and ideals. So I think people that I'm really close with, they don't have a life full of things that I have a hard time accepting. That said, I have friends that have been lifelong friends that there's some things about them that are pretty hard to accept, but I accept them because we just have history. You know, and I'm sure I have plenty of things too that they're like, yeah, he's kind of a jerk. You can be pompous, but he's a pretty good guy. But acceptance, I think it's got to be reciprocal. So those are mine. Those are the responsibilities that I have as a friend, and those are the criteria that I look for in friends myself. And I think I lucked out. I won the friend lottery with.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was gonna say with you guys, and being an old guy, man, I have sets of friends, including both your fathers. I consider them friends also, and I think they meet this criteria. There's another generation older that is closer to my age, and then there's you guys, and then I have a lot of students or ex-students that I consider very good friends, and they meet this criteria. And it doesn't matter if they are, let's see, as young as 16, my current students, and as old as Jimmy Bear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I won't give their ages, but that wide range, we're equally friends because we share this criteria with each other.
Nice. Okay. That's good. That's detailed. I don't know. I feel like I had a few close friends when I was younger, and I felt like once they either left, died, or moved on or changed or whatever, I kind of didn't keep very close friends. So you guys are probably as close as I get, but
sorry.
But like my
We'll
my
get to the
criteria
cutoff
is,
someday, KMax.
my criteria is so like very minimal. Like it's like I don't know. Like I keep my wife, my best friend, and then it branches out after that. But it's like I don't have to pretend. That's a big one. Like if I have to put on a face, I don't want to do it. It feels like work. Like
So,
if I can't
like,
be
authenticity, then
There we go. We'll put some words to it, like
I like that.
some authenticity. It's hard for people to be like 100% honest all the time, so I get that. But I guess if there's authenticity, that's pretty much it. Because I was just talking to my son. A girl was walking down the road when I was practicing driving with him. And I go, oh, I know her dad. I went to school with her dad. And her dad was kind of odd, but he was he was honest with me. He was not one of those guys who was going to tell me one thing and then tell everyone else something else. But I went over to, it was like a younger guy. It was elementary school. I had to get dropped off. And his parents like took me aside when I came over to like visit, and they were like, oh, thank you so much for coming over. And I was like, oh man, is he weird? Like why am I getting thanks for being a friend to this kid? And it turns out he didn't have any friends. I didn't know that's why. And I go, oh. And I didn't realize that, but a good chunk of and my friends are not all lacrosse players. They're not all cops. They're not all this. They're like every different, their educational upbringings are all completely different. I'm like, why are my friends so eclectic? Why are they so different? And I think the common thread was that they're all kind of honest in their own way. They're all very much who they are, why they are, where they are, and they're honest about it. And and I'm like, must be something to that. Why all my friends are not all in this one category. And I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. Like fun, want to have fun, want to enjoy it, and I like talking, even if it's just one-on-one. I like that. Just being able to enjoy talking with someone.
Yeah.
that is important. Like if you're authentic with each other, you can find common ground on something. And if you can't, then okay, we don't mesh well.
And we could even disagree and talk about why we disagree because they're caring enough and authentic.
Well, that's it. Absolutely.
And so it's like, oh, that's neat. It's a neat way because I guarantee every single person that I'm going to come across is going to have a strong feeling about something that either I don't have enough information about or I don't care. Or something there's something why I don't have the same amount of feeling you do. Why not? Let's find out why. I have no problem going on these little journeys and taking a little stroll down this person's, what they have strong feelings about or whatever whatever life has taken them on this path.
I think we could learn
and
a lot
I feel
from
like
that.
that's just like a fun thing that life gets to offer. We get to have that as little moments in our lives. And I don't know, I feel like that's
So your big one for what you're responsible as a friend is just be authentic.
Authentic.
Real.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. And availability is not always there because we've got kids and work and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's like, I understand. That's totally fine.
Is there anything you guys feel like friends shouldn't be responsible for?
That's I think that's a good question.
Ooh.
I
Just my stomach.
I try to do more than I should, and I think overstep sometimes because if someone's not happy, I want to try to make them happy.
Oh, like
And it's
like
not
if
my
you feel
job.
like you're carrying
I
this
do
weight
feel
to-
like I feel like as a good friend, if someone's, I feel like, yeah, I'm their friend. I need to carry that. I need to make sure that, but I really don't. My job is to make sure that they know that I'm available, and they know what I bring and what I don't bring to the table. You know, and sometimes it's like, I can't help you. You know I can't help you there. Like my kids that ask me for help in math. You know I can't help you there. You need money? You know I can't help you.
We can find someone who knows math. I can
Right.
help there.
Right.
We
Right.
can start with that.
I find that sometimes, I'm not responsible for your happiness. I'm responsible to be the best friend I can be, and I hope that makes you happy. I hope it's fun to spend time with me, but I'm not responsible for your happiness.
Yeah, like
That's
you can
a you thing. That's
you can
gotta
be
be you.
courteous in these. Like courteous, like just having that courtesy of being aware of someone else's place and their issues, but not. It's not your responsibility to solve that for them.
Yeah, I mean, I always hope that me being involved in the experience of my kids, of my family, I hope that adds to them. I hope it adds to them. I
Yeah.
say that all the time to a lot of my friends. I'm like, let's do something, and I know they're busy, and I'll say only if it adds. I don't want it. If it doesn't add, if it's something like I gotta go to dinner with them or made plans, I gotta go to a movie with Chris or whatever. If it doesn't add, then don't do it, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
But if it adds, if it's something that you can actually look forward to, then please do it. You know, but can't get to my original point of my job isn't not my responsibility to make
Yeah,
you
that was
happy.
the
Yeah.
question, right?
But I want to be part of the process. If you're going to be happy, I want to be there when it happens.
Right. I can help you find that happiness,
Yeah.
but it's not on me to make that happiness
Right,
happen.
right. But as a friend, though, too, I'm honest enough to say, dude, you're going to be miserable after I invited you out for coffee 7 times? And I'm a blast, man. Come on, man. You know, how you going to be miserable if you invited me out to ball 8 times? I'm like, man, I don't have any friends. I'm like, go to basketball.
Yeah.
That's where we were, and we
Yeah.
invited you there. I'm like, oh, So me being miserable in that moment, it's like, no, I don't need you to be great or even competitive. I need you to be there and to give it a shot. And so that's a lesson I kind of learned in the last 24 hours, even, yeah. There's
That's a
other
good
things
one.
too,
I like
I'm
that
sure.
one. I like
There's
that.
other things too, like,
Here, reword restate the question again.
Is there anything
that we're not responsible?
you feel like
Okay.
friends shouldn't be responsible for?
Their mental well-being?
I
don't know.
I think there's things that we, as friends, you want to come alongside,
Right.
And I want to help you carry that. I always want to help someone carry something,
Like
a loss
like
or a
addictions
burden.
or something like
Yeah,
that too?
I still want to help them. I want to help carry that burden some way. But I don't think it's the I don't think it's the responsibility. I think if we're good friends, you should be able to rely on me to be there for you. You should be able to. I don't think it's my responsibility, though.
Right.
If
See, there's one thing where you're being courteous. Like if I have a friend that don't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Well, I'm not going to drink around you then. If you're or previous alcoholic.
And to Voz, I say much. I won't drink much around you.
Well, like my brother, he's completely dry.
Yeah.
And we played volleyball today, and we went out afterwards, and he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I have had friends who are like,
Yeah.
1 month sober. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
we're drinking limes and seltzer water.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're drinking tonight,
Yeah.
which is fine. But if it's gonna affect him in a negative way, I'm not gonna. This guy's like, I just quit smoking a week ago. I'm gonna blow a
Yeah.
cigarette in their face, or something. Yeah.
Is that so?
Smooth. Don't you miss
Ain't
that?
that a shame?
But that's
Shame.
but there's like a courtesy to that in a relationship, right? Where it might negatively affect that person. You know, it's like, I don't need to do that because I know it's going to negatively affect you or something.
Yeah.
I think that's like something, right? Like to be a friend who's courteous and aware of issues or shortcomings or faults that like, yeah, I don't need to exacerbate an issue or put a focus on something that hurts right now. I think that's something.
And it's sometimes tough to navigate because sometimes you're not aware. I guess I'm speaking in my experience. Sometimes I'm cryptic on what my needs are or what's offending me. That's why I have to be out where it and said, hey, this was happening here because I felt this way. And with good friends, you're able to do that. And say, that's not what you're thinking. I was this. Even basketball. I love the fact that you cared that. I don't know if you're mad. I'm like, I was frustrated, but not with anybody. with my body just being 54, apparently. But I'm like, but someone who's not a friend doesn't care to ask that. In my opinion, it's like, man, F you then. You're going to be a jerk today. but to care to say, I didn't know if you were this or that. And like, that is, especially among guys, we articulate our friendships different sometimes. I don't. I'm just I just tell everybody. But like,
I can see a lot of guys not voicing that opinion at all.
And that's fine, but it's kind of cool. Like, it's such an important thing that it's important, I think, to voice it. And the question, I'm struggling with the question because there are responsibilities, a lot of them, when it comes to friendships. I'm thinking about what's not a responsibility.
I think your first answer was very good, though, of we're not responsible for each other's happiness directly.
Yeah.
We can encourage happiness and kind of guide you in whatever ways you might need from us, but actually finding the things that make you happy, a family, a home, a significant other,
a job.
I mean,
like I'm not supposed to be funding your
like that.
Right.
Yeah. Those are all things that individual people have to accomplish on their own.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I had this idea of that friends aren't or shouldn't be responsible for keeping track of the score, we'll say. So that idea is like, you shouldn't be responsible for saying, oh, well, I did this, this, and this for you, and now you need to do that, and that for me, or vice versa.
Yeah, that's a wife's job.
Breakfast is going to get real weird.
She was your best friend until she hears this. but
I'm losing right now. She don't mind to put it in my face. I'm behind the 8-ball on the tallies.
But it's
keys above the door in the shop.
Each friendship is different, and so if someone's in a different spot in their life, you can't just say, oh, well, I've helped you enough. You haven't helped me at all, so it's time to say goodbye. Because that person might need you more than ever at that time in their life. And you shouldn't be responsible for keeping track of, quote, the score of what they ought to reciprocate back to you.
Man,
which is odd because reciprocation is important and, you need to be mindful of it. But I don't think it needs to be kept track of because people are different. People have different needs, and if you're a good friend, you don't mind helping in whatever the way they need your help.
Well, again, to be preachy and scriptural, in Corinthians it talks about what love is, not just friendship, but what love is, and it doesn't keep track of that. It says it.
Right.
It says it keeps no record of offenses, and you do officiating weddings and stuff like that. It's like break it down to people looking at them saying, that means this. As a little warning, as a little bit of a challenge, saying, if you're going to keep score of it, I said, you want a quick recipe for failure, you're going to keep saying, every time I do this, you do, or I wish you do this because you never do this.
If you're looking for inequality, you'll find it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I think that's the bugaboo of a lot of friendships too, is good friendships that last. There was a young lady in class today that was just really having a hard time about it, and I was glad that my aide was in the room. This young lady she definitely needed a hug, and I'm very careful with that. So I had my aide was in there, and I'm glad she was able to give her a hug because she was overwhelmed because her best friend over the past 6 years was neglecting some very, very basic friend duties, and it sounded like she was keeping a tally sheet, just her talking. And it was stealing her joy by the second, her keeping score. And when we kind of helped her see, well, maybe she sees it this way, maybe she sees it this way, she started de-escalating, and she was like breathing again. But then she started keeping score again, looking at the scoreboard and saying, no, but it's this. And I'm like, I said, are you enjoying being angry and miserable right now? She said, no, I hate it. I said, let it go. Maybe friend's having a bad day right now. Let it breathe. At least give it till tomorrow. And if you feel that way in the morning, maybe then say something to her. You know?
Yeah. Maybe you're being the bad friend.
Honestly, right? Seriously, but it's like sometimes we do that. Sometimes we're having a bad day and just got to step back.
That's why you need other friends to give you perspective too.
Is
you
that
got more,
true?
tree heads.
Tree heads.
Well, sometimes it's like they'll tell you, dude, you're kind of being a jerk to so and so.
Yeah,
and it's like, I don't think so. Like, no, they deserve it. They ain't coming. Let me give you the rest of the story.
So I noticed I didn't give what I thought friends should be responsible for. So I'll give that real quick. I think what we are responsible for as friends boils down to one concept, for me anyway. It's always working to build perspective on what our friends need individually.
Always say it
So
again.
always working to build perspective on what our friends need individually. So it's not just cookie cutter, okay, I gave this present, I gave that present, I went this weekend with that person, I went that weekend with this person. Treating every single person in your life as the same type of person doesn't feel authentic. And when you're building perspective, you're figuring out what someone needs in that moment, and not just.
Here's a good example, if you don't mind.
Go.
Have you guys seen Parks and Rec? Mm-hmm. So Leslie found out when Ron's birthday was. So she kept throwing red herrings at him, anticipating this big crazy party. She'd be like, oh yeah, do you want me to cancel the dancing clowns? Or whatever the line was. So he's like getting worried that this big party is going to happen. Is there enough parking out in front of your house for 20 cars? And he's like, I don't, there's no parking in front of my, what? So he's panicking that there's this big party coming. And then he's like, finally, all right, it's the end of the day, get it over with. And she's like, all right, you got this waiting for you in this room. He's like, he goes in there expecting this surprise party. And what he ends up with is his favorite movie on, a steak dinner, a glass of his favorite liquor, and quiet for the next, there was a guy standing guard that was to keep it quiet for the next 2 hours or whatever. And he's like, I was expecting a party like Ann's. It was this big crazy extravaganza, and he's like, that's an Ann party. I wouldn't give Ron an Ann party. And so his birthday was a bridge over the River Kwai.
Yep.
And a mulligan steak dinner, and so that's what his birthday present was quiet, peace, away from everyone with a steak dinner and his favorite movie.
I love that.
But they kept freaking him out the whole episode, thinking he had this wild party coming. And he's like, oh, I hate parties, I hate people, I hate all this. And then it turns out she just got him this quiet birthday for him.
That feels like it kind of fits what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. So everybody has their own personality texture, their own view on life, and their own history. What everyone needs out of their friendships may not fit the next person's needs, even within the same friend group. A person may need a boost of confidence. Maybe someone else needs a voice of reason. Maybe they need space from you, and maybe someone needs much more attention out of you because of something traumatic going on. Maybe it's someone that just needs some grace. There's countless adaptations a good friend should be capable of at least recognizing. So just like you were saying, Tin Man, I wouldn't give you an Ann party.
Right.
So this means you are always mindful of your friends, even when you're not together. And unfortunately, one of those other things perspective can include is maybe finding friends aren't the friends you should have, or even vice versa. Everything else is gravy. Fun, parties, getting food, favors, bonfires, nights out, nights in, conversation, games, sports, whatever it may be. Those are all awesome and extra goodness, but the responsibility as a friend, for me, is that attention and thoughtfulness to someone as an individual person. And it's what allows us to be supportive, aware, and empathetic to that person.
Rack him. That is good.
Solid.
I don't listen to Jim Rome, but that used to be a thing they'd say after a nice, someone that sums it up nicely. Rack him.
Rack 'em.
Because it's just like a take of the day, you know what I mean? So put it in the rack so we can replay it later.
Oh,
Solid.
I see.
Man, seriously, I mean, all those things, just, I feel bad for all of you guys that are I'm friends with, because hey, it's such a puzzle, you know, and it hasn't gotten easier to solve. At 54, it's gotten nothing but harder to solve.
And I think that's what trying to build perspective does, though, is because no one stays the same person their whole lives.
Right.
They're always changing. Things affect them. Things happen to them where they might believe in this, but then, you know, the next day something might happen where they completely flip their views.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of saying, oh, they believe something different, that's not what I believe, it's done, you know, I need to distance myself. It's saying, getting a little bit of perspective on, well, why do they think that? Does it really affect me? How can I help them with that? How can I cater to that idea? How can I, if it's something I really don't agree with, how can I avoid that conflict talking about
Sure.
whatever that might be? So it's all of those things, but it's always giving that attention to that perspective. So it's not just saying, oh, that's my friend that likes card games, and that's where I'm pigeonholing them.
Yeah, it's easier for you to say. Ah, boy.
But-
I'll show myself out.
But it's always evolving, and our mindset to these friends should evolve at the same time and adapt as needed. So for me personally, respect, honesty, trust, and emotional support, a lot of the same keys that you had, they're all built into my perspective of what anybody would want out of friendship. From there, again, personally, one can be rest assured I think of them as their own person, and I'm always trying to be mindful of my actions or inactions with them. And I treat each specific friendship personally to what that friend's likes, dislikes, beliefs, hobbies, energy, etc. Whatever it is, I'm trying to be mindful of what those are and how I come off with those. You guys have any other thoughts? Any?
I like that. And that really goes along with what we think the values of a friendship are when we started off the night. The things that we should be, that we want to do in a friendship are things that we feel responsible. This is my responsibility to do. And it's an active thing. Being a good friend is an active thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
More active than a lot of people think. Now I think true friendship though is easy though. It's easy.
If you're authentic. Right?
Yeah. It's yeah, right. It's easy. I find that the friends that I don't associate much with it's hard. It's too much work all the time. It's like, you know, why did you call? I have a friend, a good friend, and he chose not to be friends for about a year and a half, 2 years, because I was battling with some anxiety issues, and I wasn't talking to anybody. But I took it real personal, and I said, when I explained it, I expected him to be like, "Oh, geez, I didn't know that." But he's like, "Yeah, I figured you'd say something like that." I'm like,
Wow.
"Well, I can't believe we're still friends."
So we're not.
Yeah, because it's like, wow, that's rough. Everybody that I'm friends with here seems to be fine with that and actually wishes me well and actually prays for me instead of saying, "Well, you're a jerk. Of course you'd say that." I'm like, what?
Wow.
But yeah, it's definitely a thing where, friendship. There's hallmarks. It's almost like fruit. You know, you can see it. You can see fruit from the tree if it's a good friendship. You know, we haven't seen each other in weeks, and you pick up right where you left off, or you haven't seen each other in months, or family life got too important. But the next time you get back together, it's like you didn't even miss a beat.
My one cousin, we don't see him. Jonathan, he's the guitar player for.
Oh yeah,
Shout it out, Tin Man.
let's have him. Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis, thank you.
Yes.
But he was in my wedding, and I'm like, I don't see him for years sometimes, and then it's like we pick right up right where we left off again.
Yeah.
that's always neat because he's still like a pretty authentic guy. So I'm
That's
like,
so
that's so
cool.
cool that he's like still chill and we'll be like, hey, we're in this area. Get your tickets. We'll come hang out afterwards. And so the last one he had was in Toronto, and he or Niagara on the Lake. He was in Niagara on the Lake, and then we all went out to dinner with him and our family together that was out. I hung out with him for like a few hours.
That's so
And he went and
cool.
did his show, and we just hung out for a few minutes afterwards
That's
again,
so cool.
just to say hi and.
Just
And
still
every now
authentic
and then,
dude.
it's just like it was years ago. And I'm like, dude, we got a lot to catch up on. I haven't seen you in forever. And like the time before that, he came out and just rode in the car with me. I brought him to work.
Nah,
And
that's cool.
he's like, hey, do you mind if I stop and get like an energy drink or something? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's pull in. He's like, dude, I never felt cooler than just like walking out of a police car. Like, yeah, this guy's driving me around. You know,
Right. Meanwhile, you're like, I got this guitar player for 12,000 fans.
yeah.
So cool. I remember when I first saw it, a little shout out. First time I saw him like on a video, I'm like, yeah, I know that guy. Like not know him, but I know him that he's your cousin and your buddy.
Yeah.
It's like, holy cats.
But that's neat too, because it's like I was like, is he gonna be weird? I haven't seen him in a while. Like, is he even gonna like respond to my texts? You know, like the first few times, like we got a little bit older, and it's been a couple years since I talked to him. And no, he's yeah, I'll definitely come and hang out. I can't wait. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it's like once a year now. We still hang out whenever we get a chance. Go and hang out with him.
I wanted to, KMax, when you brought up that story about your student, they're having a tough time, and there's times where it can be hard to not keep track of the score. Right?
Yeah.
And I know there's times when I question how my friendship is valued, like when things aren't reciprocated and you feel maybe they're taking advantage of what you're offering, or when you can't convince anyone to get together, or when invites stop coming your way, or when a friend asks for something that hurts you to do, like shun someone else in your life, that sort of thing. It all brings me back to self-reflection. What can I do better? What am I not offering in my friendship? Am I being taken for granted? Am I taking others for granted? Am I okay with certain friendships fading in the current stage of my life? And in that process, I come across the next talking point: balance and understanding. So I told you guys a few episodes back the topic of isolation would come up again. I'm calling it back to the stage now. So we differentiated the terms isolation and solitude, but both deal with the idea of separating from people. As friends and family members, I think we have the duty to be aware of the use of that dynamic. So just a refresher, isolating someone from their friends and family can be some of the most depressive experiences. Think of COVID times and how much mental health was discussed, and the effects probably to this day yet for a lot of people. However, allowing someone space for solitude is different and often necessary for mental health. Time to reflect, time to recover, space to breathe, space to gather themselves, space to live their own lives. Again, as friends, I think we have to be aware if and when we are doing either of these. And yes, our own lives get busy, especially for our friends with children. And it is tough to be aware of this, but you risk losing friends and connections. I know I've lost close connections with people due to time and circumstance, and simply because either side just stopped reaching. So far, what are your guys' thoughts on this idea of friends having an effect on isolation and solitude?
Oh, sure. Huge. And I think the closer the friend, the more active role you take in that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I respect. I mean, this pod is a huge one because I need it on a lot of levels, and then sometimes it's not a burden, but sometimes because it's so important to me, I feel like letting it down almost. I'm like, man, I had to miss last week. I'm like, I feel like I'm letting you guys down, but at the same time, I'm like, this is a wonderful push pull of a relationship or a friendship. There, it's like you guys are okay with we need time sometimes. We have families and we have friends, and in my head, I'm like, I'm going to throw myself at the mercy of friendship here. I need this. This isn't going to work out. Period. Full stop. It's not going to work out. And that's just how life is sometimes. And so there's a push and pull with it. And I think that the closer the friendship, the more there's a willingness to be a little more elasticity. Whereas if it's a farther friendship, there's maybe not. It's more rigid, maybe. Like I'm not getting this out of there. I'm not gonna try so much. Mm-hmm. Whereas if the closer the friendship, there's more elasticity. It's like, I get it, dude. You almost can't. You almost can't stretch my friendship too far if we're close friends. I'm just gonna be like, he's having a bad day, or you know what, it's just not it today, or I'm not for everyone, and today I'm not for him or for her. You know what I mean? And I think it's a real honest self-reflection piece to say, I'm not going to take this personally. But and also it's a double-edged sword, because when there's a close friend, of course you're going to take it personally. Like, how could you do that to me? I thought you'd figure it out. Then I remember we're all people. And I'm just a person too. So it's like, anyway. What was the question?
You might have to reiterate the question.
I guess, what are your thoughts on the impact friendship has on these ideas of isolation and solitude?
What does friendship have on the ideas of impact and solitude?
Those words were in what I said. You sound like the sheriff from Robin Hood Men in Tights.
I sound like the sheriff.
Sound like Sheriff Rottingham? I do.
From Men Tights. Tights Man, the sheriff.
Well, I want to clarify a bit, because a good friend knows that you need space too. Mm-hmm. Lets it breathe. Right? So solitude, I know the value of solitude in Voz and Tin's life. So sometimes, even when it's not articulated, I got to be able to Roger Rabbit away a little bit. Mm-hmm. Politely Roger Rabbit from the space. And then I also have to be mindful of my friends that if they're feeling isolated, I don't want that to happen.
Right.
Not on my watch.
Right.
I want to make sure that they're included. I want to be inclusive to them.
Yeah.
It's funny, like the breakfast thing. And remember when my group messaging wasn't on?
Yeah.
I have groups of friends that are wonderful, but not one of them would have checked. Like, how come he's not getting back to me? And hats off to you guys, because you both individually sent messages saying, are you not getting this? And Voz had like a double entendre where I'm like, yeah, I'm getting it. And he's like, okay. But I didn't know what I was missing until you said something. I'm like, and I think I said it to both of you guys, man, thanks for following up, because I did not get any of those.
I think I had to send you a screenshot of the conversation.
Yeah, I had the whole
you sure you got this?
I'm like, no. And then I said, this just makes what Voz said really, really stand out. Right? So there is a duty, in my opinion, there is a duty as a good friend to be mindful of someone's, he needs solitude right now, which is a beautiful thing, to be separate. Mm. And he needs that, and he needs me to maybe back off a bit. Which is hard with friends, because you want to be around friends, you want to be included, but then also, I don't want them to be out. I don't want to isolate them. So if I'm a good friend with someone, and I have a lot of different friend groups, and if we're blessed, and I think we all are blessed to have different friend groups, and we have good families and nice kids and stuff, and a lot of things that pull us different directions. But as a friend, I still have a role, and I still have a duty to the people that I call myself close friends, to make sure they don't feel isolated. And again, I'm not in charge of your happiness, but as a friend, I feel there is responsibility there to make sure that you don't feel isolated.
There's a movie that I think it perfectly debates, one side isolating the other side, and then one side not being able to allow solitude. And Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh my!
So
I started it.
Let's go!
It was just me and you.
It's happening, people! It's happening!
You were there. You saw the first.
Yeah, I watched the first 15?
12 minutes or so, maybe. But yeah, so
Podrick and Calm.
however they pronounce it, it sounds like Podrick from some people, and it sounds like Podrick from others. Anyway,
Yep.
so Podrick, and apologies for any Irish listeners that may their
Pronounce
ears
it
are just
correctly.
bleeding.
The South Koreans have forgiven us for so Irish folks, you can forgive us too.
But he has trouble understanding that
Calm.
Colum needs space. He needs a little bit of figuring out to do with his own life because he's changing a little bit, and he might need Podrick might need to adapt a little bit more and give Colum some space before he tries to jump all over him, with
Yeah.
his friendship.
Maybe read a book too.
But then on the reverse side of it, though, you have Colum not caring or understanding how isolating he's making
Absolutely.
Podrick feel. Podrick, his sister left, his donkey died. The only other person that's around him is that simpleton,
That boy. Yeah.
the boy.
Yep.
And he's getting beat up by the local cop.
Yeah.
And like his one good friend in his life that was always there for him is now saying,
I don't like you anymore.
"You're dull."
Yes.
I just don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
You used to be nice.
This would be nice.
So I thought that movie was such an interesting look at this idea exactly right here, where one friend is isolating the other, and the other friend isn't allowing solitude for this friend. So I thought that was such a cool
You've
dynamic.
made me so happy. You both made me so happy. And I know why we're friends. More evidence.
So understanding when someone needs our interaction or our space is so important to a healthy friendship. I know you guys have mentioned instances when someone has had to come and get you out of your funk because they can see perhaps better than ourselves when we need to feel that friendship. For me, my wife, like Tin Man, is my best friend, and I know she's had to do that for me, especially when no one else sees. She would be the only person that sees when I need someone to reach out like that. Other times, our brains need a rest from people, alone time, or space for other people in their lives. And us as friends should also try to recognize that. Again, Banshees of Inisherin, Colum, he needs space to figure out. He's having a midlife crisis here. He's realizing he's got no legacy. He spent his whole life in this bar with this one guy, and now he's got nothing to show. He doesn't have family. He doesn't have anything else. He's got a dog, but that's it. And so he's battling with that. And Podrick isn't really able to see any of that, and Podrick's just thinking, well, me.
Yeah.
I need friendship, I need people, and not really seeing that perspective that his buddy, his best friend, has his own thing that's going on. Mm-hmm. I could go more into that movie too, because there's a lot of that too, of people not seeing that other people have things in their lives.
I'm so happy right now.
I think it's important to sense if we are being too much, just like Podrick, and if we are unfairly demanding an unproportionate amount of attention from those friends.
That's a hard thing to monitor for me. But it's true, though. I had a colleague, I believe them all nameless, when I was at elementary school that was best friends with two other teachers. They were thick as thieves, the three of them. And they were a team, and they were all equally needy. And then the one seemed to be a little bit more needy. But they all got along great, and they were great support for each other. Then one day, the two turned on the one, and the worst betrayal of friendship I felt for this person is that they would talk to everybody else about, she's just constantly needy. She's just so needy. I'm like, that is so dirty to be that to your friend. And, albeit she was a little needy, right? But they all were. I got news for you. We all are. And how dare they be that way, such a wonderful friend to this person. And then when she probably was at her peak neediness, newsflash, we all had that moment. They just turned on her and said, almost like making fun of her, that she was just constantly always in need. And I'm like, what a nasty people. I'm going to be honest. I've lost so much respect for those two that it remains that way, and sad though.
And it's like the idea of keeping score, because they're saying, oh, she's so needy and we're having to give so much attention. Well, what happens in your own life if you get divorced or you lose your house or anything like that? And now all of a sudden you need that friendship.
There's so many folks that just lose that perspective. And I think that makes pretty crappy friends that do that. I'm thankful that I haven't had a whole lot of experience with that. Save maybe the one person during the the anxiety years of Braley, whoever that is, KMax. And, those anxiety years where they just didn't understand it. I'm like, screw you, man. That was terrifying. That poor woman probably feels that. Like, you guys are supposed to be my friends. That's like the worst betrayal you could have among friends. You're supposed to be my friend. And then when Patrick's in there in the pub and he goes, you used to be nice.
Right.
And he goes, oh, God, maybe you never were. That scene right there gets me in the best ways. And then when Siobhan comes in and she's like, come on, Patrick, let's go home. And he's like, she's nice, and I'll remember her.
I'll remember her.
Yeah. It's such a good movie though. Yay. Probably like Mother, you waited for years to have it discussed. This is that moment for me.
Tin Man, what are your thoughts on this use of balance? And
Yeah.
another ditto.
I don't know. I don't know if I have anything you guys didn't cover.
Are there
Just dwelling. Just letting it marinate. Oh, okay.
a couple other movie examples that I got? Maybe you can pick it out. I'll let you get first dibs on movie I list. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I've never seen it.
Was he not part of that? I guess he wasn't.
It wasn't. Oh, God, I can't believe you've never seen it.
Put a bookmark in that.
I've still never seen American Psycho. And I'm not doing it to spite you.
No, it's okay.
Spider face.
I did see the scene where he's what is he trying to do? He's trying to throw like peanuts.
the only
trash
scene
can?
that's not actually in the movie.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
It wasn't in the movie. They
Right.
cut it out. He's like, well, Mulligan. And then he dropped something.
KMax, what do you think though of Planes, Trains, Automobiles? The
Their duty
balance
to
and
each other?
understanding in that.
I don't think they had that. They had like a real surface level friendship at the beginning, and so I feel like Steve Martin's character didn't have the affection and didn't have the investment in that, nor should he have. It was just an acquaintance at the time. But as they got closer and closer and closer, I think you could actually see Steve Martin's terrific at this. You can see him, his moral dilemma finally solved, and like, I owe it to this guy.
Right.
And then finally and it's just like a good friendship. The closer they got, the more natural it was for him. Till at the end, it was just the most natural thing for him to say, "This is my friend so and so." I'm going to meet his needs. I'm going to go back to the train station. I'm going to introduce him to my family. It was the most. I hope the listeners are challenged by that. Good friendship. It's the most natural thing, and none of these things that we're talking about are hard roadmaps to connect and the hard dots to connect, because it's just the most natural thing you'll have to be mindful of that person's. You're going to mess up at it because we're people, but you, more often than not, you're going to call, you're going to send a text, you're going to make sure they're included at least, make sure that you, like Steve Martin's character in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, it became real natural to him, whereas even sharing a car was so unnatural, or talking to him and opening up a little bit was when they were just acquaintances. Meanwhile, John, his role was like he was an open book, and he was ready to be that close friend from the word go. And there's some unhealthiness about that too when you talk about his mental health a little bit, because he was going through some trauma there, and maybe he wasn't ready to be the kind of friend he needed to reciprocate to be too.
Well, you could tell he went through different times of that, because he's in his car outside the motel, and he's kind of like praying up at his late wife, like, oh, I scared another one away.
Yeah, scared another one away.
Like, kind of learning that sense of balance and understanding yet. And then by the end, though, Steve Martin kind of that understanding because he's putting some clues together and realizing like, oh, Dell isn't actually going home. He's hasn't been home in years. He like finally remembers that line, and he realizes like, oh, he's by himself here. Like I think I can help this guy. You know, I think like you said, I owe it to him to at least be there. So Tin Man, I'm gonna pick one that you have seen then. Remember, balance and understanding. Where do you see that in Tombstone?
Balance and understanding in Tombstone?
Tombstone, balance in understanding? We talked about at least one instance of it already.
So when Wyatt gets to the town, he's I don't know. In friendship, where's their balance and understanding between him and Doc? I don't know how to put those words into an idea. I don't know. Is there balance and understanding between them? Like, yeah.
I think the thing is like where
put those into
like where is isolation, like in their friendship, where do they value someone needs solitude, someone needs time, and then someone's isolated. I need to rally around them, and I think that's what the question is kind of like, right? It's like between any of the characters in there, like when did they need someone to almost kind of force themselves onto them, kind of like you need to be picked up or you need space.
I mean, the only time that came up, we already talked about it, was when Doc's in the hospital. Like he's like, Wyatt, just leave me, let me be. I'm ready to go. I think Wyatt was doing his part though. Like I wouldn't.
Right, like so he had the mindfulness to say, okay, like this is what you want. Like I'm going to listen to you. Yeah, and good on Wyatt for being there all the way up until that point. Like no, if I'm going to leave, I'm going to leave because you kicked me out of here, not because. I didn't have any more to give you. Like, right, I'm going to be here. That was, I thought it was a really good example of him filling out his responsibility as a friend until that friend said,
yeah, that's enough. Yep, yeah. And then him reciprocating by, I want to show up and kill this.
Like that was, I think, like the ultimate thank you. Like, like, you were there for me and I'm at least going to stop you from getting shot.
Yeah. There's this very, very fast gunman that no one's going to be able to stop. I can, for whatever reason. That's what I got left in me is I got this. I might not be as sick as I let on, or whatever.
Yeah, and he wears like the badge too, as kind of like I'm doing this for my friend. Like I'm here in his place. Yep. Kind of like. Danny Zuko raced against the Scorpions instead of Kaneki. But that's another story altogether. All right. Any other thoughts on this idea of balance understanding with isolation versus solitude?
My only summary thought of that idea is that it's a hard, sometimes it can be tough to navigate if you're a good friend. Because it's like, do you need that? Do you not? Again, one of our listeners and friends, sometimes it's hard for me to understand when someone is so different from me that needs more solitude, that it can sometimes look like isolation. And I might go to say, hey, let's, and they're like almost offended to say, no, this is, because I'm so different from a lot of people being raised in a house of 10 and like pretty much two rooms.
The social norms are different.
I need to have people around all the time, and I need to be stimulated all the time with conversation and bombarded with, conversation.
It might seem chaotic to other people.
Yeah, it would seem it would be overwhelming to a lot of people. And then when I look at the way someone else lives, I might think, man, that looks incredibly lonely. And they're like, well, it looks like a cycle bin what you live.
It looks like peace is what it looks like.
So, and honestly, honest to goodness, that's something that good friends are mindful of that, though. That I don't want to make someone feel like, And well, I'll say it this way: they don't want to make me feel like my crazy lifestyle is abnormal or crazy, and I don't want to make them feel like being there is like a hermit life. Like
Right.
they're both fine. There's a spectrum of,
Yeah.
Again, it comes down to the people way smarter than me. A good friend I'm talking about would say, and it becomes abnormal when I don't go to work over it, or the fact that I'm in this thing, it becomes something where I can't function as a human being or as a father. It takes away from me being able to be adaptive as a person.
Yeah.
And live a normal life or contributing life. That's when it becomes abnormal.
Yeah. I remember going to Grey Cats before and him being like, hey, you coming out? He was all psyched to go, yeah, let's do it. And the last minute, he's like, I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm like, oh, you got something else going on? Nah, I don't know. I just don't think this is for me. Nope. Lisa, where's Ralph at? Oh, he's in his room. Hey, what's going on? I'm like, nope, let's go. You're going. And over almost 90% of the time, he'd be like, hey, man, thanks for dragging me out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, dude. And I'll break into your window. Like, I'm going to come get you. And he's like, because I know for him, not for everybody, but for him, it was like a social thing where it's like, yeah, I'm down. And it was like anxiety. It was like, no, it feels safer to just lock myself in this cocoon. And,
sure.
And I'm glad you grabbed me out. I was like, yeah, it's just me and so-and-so. It might have been Voz. It might have been Joe. It might have been Timmy. Whoever it was at the time. I'm like, yo, we're all going out. This is a good time. We ain't going to judge you. We'll pay for everything.
Yeah.
Come on. You have no reason not to. And it was just internal. Like, it was the anxiety. It was social. And us just kicking his door in was like...
Oh, heck yeah.
This was like the answer. Because I never got man, I really wish you didn't take me out of the house. I never once got one of those.
Yeah.
I did get, like, 90% of the time was like, hey, man, thanks for dragging me out. I'm like, yeah, dude.
Man.
I think there is something, too, that some friends are... They play well in big groups, and some friends are a one-on-one friend. Where they can get a cup of coffee
weird.
one-on-one, but you put them in a big group, and it's okay. This isn't for me.
Right. They don't blend with the crew as well. Sometimes they don't. Yeah.
And that can be dynamic through a life. Mm-hmm. You might wear one hat and the other, and with different friends. There's friends that I have that it doesn't work when I'm in a bunch of company with them. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. Yep. I hear you.
And especially with the hearing now.
That's a good point.
Especially with the hearing now, it's real tricky.
And I think with the, that becomes something too, because if you have a friend like that and you haven't seen them in a while, and it's like, well, we have this big thing going on here, but I know they wouldn't be on board for that. I mean, who knows the next time I'm going to be free for, a breakfast where it's just one-on-one that fits their schedule next. So then you kind of venture into, is this solitude because you don't want to force them into a social situation they don't want to be in? Or is it into isolation because you can't make the time to meet them in the spot that they're comfortable with?
That's tricky. Or an essay called Picnic. Like everybody comes home for picnic once a year.
I was in my head. I'm like essay, like ESE, like essay.
I'm thinking about this essay. He has
He's
got real trouble with this all the time. He's got trouble with this.
Sorry to interrupt.
But yeah, no, how many times I got stuck at picnic. Talk to this person for a minute, then talk to this person for a minute. I made one lap. It took me 2 hours to get around the picnic.
It's the best and worst part about it, right?
It's the best.
You get people who don't do well in that setting. They still want to come home and see people, but you'll see them. They're like, "Hey, let's go do this," and I'm like, "I'm here with everybody right now."
Yeah,
yeah.
So it's
that's
a
good
balance.
One.
It's a fine balance, man.
But that comes down to being aware, just being courteous. Like they can ask stuff of you, but you don't have to give everything of yourself. And being genuine, like, because I'm pretty. I have friends who would normally, like, Carney. Sorry, we're just ousting him there. But like, I have friends that are like that, but worse. So Carney is exactly how he is all the time. When I first met him, I was like, this a-hole.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was like, and didn't realize, like, oh no, he treats the people he meets for the first 2 minutes like he knew them for the last 2 years. And I was like, oh, okay, you're
yeah.
you're
Take
what's
that,
that,
Carney.
What's that flavor I'm thinking of? It takes a minute to appreciate, you know.
Yeah,
He's
no,
like-
I know what you mean.
And I love Carney, but
So
it
do
took
I.
a minute for me to get used to him.
Honest to goodness, man.
And I got friends that I meet that are like that, like at work, that I have to go up front and just be like, no, that's too far. That's not right. No. I had someone be like, yo, buddy, you're like my best friend. I'm like, dude, it's like a girlfriend you took on 2 dates and asked to marry her. All right. And I just he's like,
Maybe you're that good, Tin Man.
He did watch you poop. Not the same guy.
not the same guy. He did not ask me to be his best friend. You're just going to stand there and give me something to wipe with. No.
I'm not going to even allow you to give that one any
Explain
context.
No context.
No explanation. This is a conversation before we started
This
recording.
is between A, B, and C.
Darn it.
All
But
right.
like being able to be upfront and honest about that stuff, though, too. And be like, that's too far. You know, like,
Yeah,
and sometimes that's the awkward thing to say. But I feel like if I valued being genuine up here, I'm going to have to say the weird thing. I'm going to be the guy that
Oh,
goes.
you say plenty weird things.
And I don't think I'm cleaning it up anytime soon.
I got news for you.
That's why you're sitting at this table.
That's
though.
it.
Yes.
Makes more editing for me, but
That's my favorite.
so preview for next week, next episode. I have a movie picked out for us. I think it includes everything we've talked about: friendship, how pure it can be, how beautiful it can be, and how impactful it can be. How it spans over time and boundaries, along with the importance of balance and understanding. It includes responsibility and being cognizant of our actions. Movie's called Mary and Max. Available right this second on Disney Plus, I believe. Maybe Hulu also. Obviously, that could change by the time we...
Yeah.
I've got it on Blu-ray, so there's at least that.
Seen it. He owns it.
I was hoping that you would bring up Banshees of Inisherin
Oh.
earlier so that I could see it. I own it. And I've seen it. So, Mary and Max, have you guys heard of this one?
Only because we watched the trailer last week.
Yeah, I have not.
I've never heard of it.
Okay.
It's neat. It already looks neat just off the top.
So I'll give
explain it a little
a
bit,
synopsis for you, and after recording, I'll play a preview for you. So it's an Australian stop-motion animated movie from 2009, written and directed by Adam Elliott, and stars the voices of Philip Seymour Hoffman, Toni Collette, Eric Bana, and Bethany Whitmore. This movie is about the pen-pal friendship of a girl and a middle-aged man with Asperger's syndrome over the span of 27 years.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's the next movie.
I can't wait.
All right. That's all I have for you today. We made it to about 2 hours. So
It's
That's
good to
a
be
fast
back.
2 hours.
It's really
Solid.
good to be back.
Nice. It's good to have you back.
yeah.
It's good to be had by each of you.